Rar, 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 rar.
Rar, 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 rar.
Hi everyone! We are the group 3. I'm Dea, and today we're going to discuss chapter 4 and 5. So sit back, relax, and makinig kayo. Chapter 4: Elements and Principles of Art. This chapter explains that medium is what is used to create art, while elements of art are its basic building blocks. Elements such as color, line, shape, texture, space, and value help artists express ideas and help people understand and appreciate artworks.
Elements of visual arts. Ang elements of visual arts ay parang mga pangunahing sangkap sa paggawa ng isang sining. Ito ang mga bagay na pinagsasama-sama ng artist para makabuo ng magandang larawan at may pakita ang kanyang iniisip o nararamdaman. Ang unang elemento sa visual arts ay ang linya o line. Ang line ay isang bakas na nalilikha kapag gumagalaw ang point mula sa isang lugar papunta sa iba. Maaari itong magkaroon ng iba't ibang direksyon at kapal. Malaki ang tulong nito sa pagbuo ng objects at pagpapakita ng galaw sa sining. At ang linya ay mayroong anyo. Iba-iba ang anyo ng linya at bawat uri ay may sariling epekto sa nakikita ng isang tao depende sa direksyon at itsura nito. Maaari itong magbigay ng iba't ibang mood o mensahe sa sining. Ang pangunahing anyo ng linya ay ang vertical na linya o ang vertical line. Ang vertical line ay tumatakbo ng pataas at pababa. Dahil dito, diretsyo at nakatayo ang direksyon nito. Maaari itong magbigay ng impression na matatag, malakas, at mataas. At ang pangalawang anyo naman ng linya ay ang horizontal na linya o ang horizontal line. Ang horizontal line ay nakahiga o dumadali ng pakaliwa o pakanan. Dahil flat ang direksyon nito, kadalasan itong nagbibigay ng peaceful, relax at balance na feeling. At ang pangatlong linya naman ay ang diagonal na linya o ang diagonal line. Ang diagonal line ay nakatagilid o palihis. Dahil dito, hindi ito flat o upright. Parang may galaw ang itsura nito, kaya nagbibigay ito ng energy at aksyon sa artwork. At ang pang-apat naman na linya ay ang curve line. Ang curve line ay may paikot o palikong direksyon. Dahil smooth ang daloy nito, nagbibigay ito ng soft, elegant at graceful na impression. At ang panghuling uri ng linya naman ay ang jog line. Ang jog line ay binubuo ng mga matutulis at hindi pantay na bahagi. Maaari itong magbigay ng tense, uncomfortable o chaotic na feeling dahil sa sharp na itsura nito. Ang pangalawang elemento naman sa visual arts ay ang shape. Ang shape ay isang enclosed area na makikita sa isang flat surface. Hindi ito katulad ng form dahil wala itong depth. Nakikilala natin ang shape dahil sa outline o borders nito. At ang shape naman ay mayroong dalawang anyo. Ang pangunahing anyo ay ang geometric shape. Ang geometric shapes ay may maayos at regular na structure. Karaniwang makikita rito ang mga shapes tulad ng circle, square, rectangle at triangle na madalas ginagamit sa mathematics. At ang pangalawang uri naman ay ang organic o biomorphic shape. Ang organic shape ay walang eksaktong pattern o regular na sukat. Madalas itong inspirasyon mula sa kalikasan. Kaya natural at unique ang itsura nito tulad ng ulap, dahon at bulaklak. At ang pangatlong elemento naman ay ang form. Ang form ay tumutukoy sa mga bagay na may tatlong dimension. Hindi lang ito patag dahil meron itong taas, lapad at lalim. Kaya nagmumukha itong may volume at may realistic. At ang pang-apat naman na elemento sa visual arts ay ang space. Ang space ay tumutukoy sa lugar kung saan inilalagay ang mga objects sa sining. Kasama ang mga pagitan at bakanting bahagi na nakakatulong para maging organized, balance at may depth ang larawan. At ang panghuling elemento naman sa visual arts ay ang kulay o color. Ang color ay nagbibigay ng buhay at personality.
Thank you, Arthur. Now, let's talk about color. One of the most dynamic elements of art. Color relies on three main properties. Number one, hue, which is simply the name of the color, like red or blue. Next is value, which is how light or dark it is. And lastly, intensity, which refers to its brightness or dullness. So, when we classify colors, we begin with primary colors, red, yellow, and blue, which can be created by mixing other colors together. Mixing two primaries gives us secondary colors like orange, green, and violet. And from there, we get intermediate colors by mixing primary with an adjacent secondary, and tertiary colors by combining complementary shades. Color temperature. Actually, color temperature plays a huge emotional role. Warm colors like red and yellow tend to advance toward the viewer, giving off an energy of excitement, while cool colors like blue and green recede, creating a calm, soothing impression. Now, how do you think artists combine these colors effectively? You know what? They use color schemes to achieve that harmony. So we got complementary scheme. Use colors opposite to each other on the wheel for high contrast and impact. Analogous schemes. Sit side by side on the wheel, creating a siren natural feel. Triadic scheme. Use three evenly spaced colors for a balanced yet vibrant look. Split complementary. Offers strong contrast with less visual tension by combining a base color with the two adjacent to its complement. Tetratic and square schemes. Use four colors. Use four colors arranged in complementary pairs, offering rich variation when properly balanced. So when we talk about color, color isn't just a visual. It actually carries deep psychological and cultural meaning. For instance, black. Black often evokes mystery, sorrow, and formal elegance. Blue. Blue represents peace, calmness, and loyalty. Green. Green connects to nature, freshness, and prosperity. While red sparks strong emotions like bravery, passion, and energy. And white. White usually symbolizes purity, simplicity, and peace. Yellow communicates joy, warmth, and vitality. Value and variations. Moving on to value, this element handles light and shadow to create dramatic depth and 3D volume in artwork. Artists often use chiaroscuro, the interplay of strong light and dark contrast, to pull shapes out of the canvas. To adjust a color's value or tone, we use three formulas. So number one, tint, adding white to a pure color to lighten it. Tone, adding gray to create a subtle variation. And three, shade, adding black to darken the color. Kinds of texture. Lastly, let's look at texture, which deals with tactile sensations, how a surface feels or looks like it feels. Texture is broken down into two main types. One, actual texture, the physical surface you can genuinely feel, like in sculptures, architecture, or collages. A famous technique here is impasto, where painters apply extremely thick layers of paint using a brush or palette knife. The other one is implied or simulated texture. This is an optical illusion on a flat 2D surface. The artist uses a clever shading, line, and value tricks to make something look rough, soft, or wet without changing the physical canvas.
Okay, ngayon dadapo na tayo sa Principle of Arts. Ang sarap mo, Pia!
Sarap mo, Pia. This is a principle of arts. We have a 7 photo of principle of arts. First is the Last Supper, Leonardo da Vinci. The first painting is artist of Leonardo Vinci using sample of symmetrical balance and formal balance. About painting, ang The Last Supper ay nagpapakita ng huling hapunan ni Jesus kasama ang 12 apostles bago siya ipagkanulo. Ito ay isa sa pinakasikat na religion painting sa mundo. Purpose ni Leonardo, ginamit ni Da Vinci ang symmetrical balance para ipakita yung katahimikan, order, at importance ni Jesus. Dahil nasa gitna siya at balance lahat, natural mapunta agad yung mata natin sa Kanya. Ang The Last Supper ay gumamit ng symmetrical balance kung saan magka-mirror ang left at right side at nasa gitna si Jesus para siya yung maging center of attention. Next photo is The Starry Night. Artist by Vincent van Gogh, year 1888. The Starry Night ay nagpapakita ng gabi sa isang maliit na bayan. Makikita yung ikot na langit, malaking bituin at buwan, at isang malaking puno sa left side. Purpose ni Van Gogh, ginamit niya ang asymmetrical balance para mukhang dynamic at emotional yung painting. Yung pag-ikot ng langit at hindi pantay na competition, nagpapakita ng galaw, energy at damdamin ng artist. The symmetrical night explain ng symmetrical balance. Hindi magkapareho ang magkabilang side, pero balance pa rin dahil binabalance ng malaking puno sa left yung mga between at langit sa right. The next photo is Fruit Pickers Harvesting Under the Mango Tree by Fernando Hermosolo. Artist by Fernando Hermosolo. The painting is nagpapakita ito ng pagkakaisa ng mga elements. Yung mga tao, puno at paligid ay magkakaugnay at magkakatugma dahil dito peaceful at hindi magulo tignan yung painting. Harmony, create units. The next photo is Shoveling by Jovita F. Punzalan. Variety. Gumamit ito ng iba't ibang shape, texture, at pattern para maging interesting yung artwork. Yung pagkakaiba ng elements, nakaka-caption ng atensyon at hindi nakakasawang tignan. The next photo is Mahirap ang Buhay by Jovita F. Punzalan. Proportion line. And pinapakita dito yung size relationship ng mga bagay. Yung mga isda sa plato compare sa laki ng plato at background. Through proportion, makikita natin kung alin yung maliit o malaki sa artwork. The next photo is yung Nakakauwaw by Jovita F. Punzalan. Artist by Jovita Punzalan. Ang unity ay yung feeling na lahat ng elements sa artwork ay magkakasama at nag-fit sa painting na ito. Makikita yung kamay na may hinahawakang buko at yung mga buko sa paligid, lahat sila magkakaugnay. At may isang tema, yung pag-inom at paghahanda. Ginagamit ang unity para maging buo at hindi magulo tignan ang artwork. Kahit magkakaiba yung parts, pag pinagsama, parang isang kwento lang at pleasing sa mata. The last photo is Roses Are Red by Jovita F. Punzalan. Ang contracts ay ginagamit para magbigay ng interest at excitement ng sa artwork. Nakikita ito kapag may mga bagay na magkaiba sa kulay at liwanag o shape. Sa painting na ito, nagko-contract yung mga bulaklak at dark background. Yung pagkakaiba nila napapatingkad sa mga rosas, kaya mas napapansin at mas nagiging buhay yung painting.
Oh, okay. Salamat, Ryan. So, ako naman.
Dito lamang kami sa dilim, kasama nakaitim, bubuga ng palihim.
May 4 na step sa artistic criticism. Number 1, describe. Dito ka muna magkikwento ng kung ano yung nakikita mo sa artwork. Wala mo ng judgment, gano'n. Ito yung mga tanong na pwedeng mag-lead sa'yo sa better na description at background ng artwork. Number 1, what is the name of the artist who created the artwork? Alamin mo muna kung sino yung gumawa ng artwork kasi minsan nakakatulong ito para maintindihan mo yung style niya. Number 2, what kind of artwork is it? What medium is it? Anong klaseng art ba ito at ano yung ginamit? Painting ba ito? Sculpture or digital art? At ano yung mga ginamit niya? Langis ba sa canvas, lapis sa papel, or clay? Number 3, what is the name of the artwork? Ano yung pamagat? Yung title kasi minsan may clue na kung anong ibig sabihin ng artist. Espolarium pa lang, alam mo na kung malungkot or madugo yung tema. Number 4, when the artwork was created, kailan ginawa? Alamin mo yung taon para alam mo kung ano yung nangyayari sa mundo nung panahon na ginawa iyon. Number 5, name some other major events in history that occurred at the same time this artwork was created. Ano yung nangyayari sa mundo nung ginawa yung artwork na ito? Example, yung Spolarium. Ginawa ito nung panahon ng mga Kastila. So, malamang may kinalaman ito sa paghihirap ng mga Pinoy. Number 6, list the literal objects in the painting. Ano-ano yung mga literal na bagay na nakikita mo? Ilista itong mga ito. Kung may tao ba, kabayo, puno, bundok, ilog. Number 7, what do you notice first when you look at the works and why? Yung unang bumulaga sa'yo, baka yung kulay pula or yung mukha ng tao sa gitna. Tapos isipin mo kung bakit yun yung unang mong napansin. Number 8, what kind of colors do you see? How would you describe them? Minsan kasi yung mga kulay natin may mga may mga meaning tulad ng puti, 'di ba, kapayapaan, yung red, gera, tapos yung black, dilim. Number 9, what shapes can we see? What kind of edges do the shapes have? Anong mga hugis yung meron? Bilog ba or parisukat? Yung gilid ng hugis, may matulis ba yung edge, malambot or magulo? Number 10, are there lines in the work? If so, what kinds of lines are they? May mga linya ba? Anong klaseng linya? Straight ba? Pa-zigzag? Pa-curve? Tapos, kasi yung linya nagpapahiwatig din siya ng mood. Yung mataray na linya is parang galit. Tapos yung malambot is parang kalmado. Number 11. What sort of texture do you see? How would you describe them? Anong texture yung nakita mo? Kahit painting lang, minsan nararamdaman mo kung magaspang or makinis. Parang damo. 'Di ba magaspang yun? Tapos yung tela, manipis. I-describe mo kung ano yung nararamdaman mo. Number 12. What time of day, night is it? How can we tell? Anong oras sa painting? Umaga, tanghali, gabi? Paano mo malalaman? Tignan mo kung may buwan at madilim, gabi iyon. Tapos kung maliwanag na kulay dilaw, umaga. Number 13. What is the overall visual effects of mood of the work? Ano yung overall na pakiramdam na binibigay ng painting? Malungkot ba? Masaya? Magulo? Payapa? Nakakatakot? Number 3. Interpretation. Dito ka na magbibigay ng sarili mong opinion tungkol sa artwork na ito. Hindi na lang basta-basta pag-describe. Dito mo natatanungin kung ano bang talagang ibig sabihin or gustong iparating ng artwork na ito. Number 1. Based on what you have learned so far about the artwork, what do you think the artist was trying to say? Parang huhulaan mo yung mensahe, kung ano ba talaga yung pinupoint niya. Nagpapakita ba siya ng ganda ng kalikasan or nagkwento siya sa history. Number 2. What was the artist's technique in this work? Kung bibigyan mo ng one sentence yung artwork, ano yun? Halimbawa, ang artwork na ito ay nagpapakita ng hirap ng mga magsasaka. Number 3. What do you think it means? Ito yung personal mong interpretasyon. Wala ito sa tamang sagot. Kung sa tingin mo ito ay tungkol sa lungkot, okay lang, basta may reason ka. Number 4. What does it means to you? Dito mapasok yung damdamin mo. Halimbawa, may nakita kang matanda sa artwork. Tapos naalala mo yung lola mo. Iba-iba tayo ng sagot dito kasi iba-iba naman tayo ng experience. Number 5. How does this relate to you and your life? Nakarelate ka ba? Baka kasi yung painting is tungkol sa pagod, tapos pagod ka rin kaya tumatak sa'yo. Number 6. What feelings do you have when looking at this artwork? Naiyak ka ba? Nagalit? Kumakalma? Or natatakot? Importante kasi ito dahil importante yung mga nararamdaman natin para sa artist kasi ito yung paraan niya para makausap tayo. Number 7. Do you think there are things in the work that represent other things, symbols? Sa tingin mo, may mga simbolo ito. Halimbawa, yung puting kalapate, kapayapaan, yung madilim na ulap, problema, yung rosas, pag-ibig. Number 8. What do you think that the artist chose to work in this manner and made this kind of artistic decision? Bakit kaya madilim yung ginamit at hindi makulay? Bakit kaya malaki yung tao sa painting? Siguro para ipakita yung power nila. Isipin mo yung rason bakit pinili niya yung style na yun. Artistic criticism. Ito ay pagsusuri at pag-evaluate ng mga artwork. Hindi lang basta-basta maganda or hindi maganda. Ginagamit ito para mas maintindihan natin ng mas malalim ang mga artwork at mas ma-appreciate natin. Sa madaling sabi, mahalaga ito kasi tinuturuan tayong hindi lang basta-basta tumingin, kundi mas maintindihan ng malalim ang artwork.
Good day everyone. I'm going to discuss about art appreciation, especially the two parts of critiquing an artwork, which are analyze and judgment. So first, pag sinabi nating analysis or analyze, we look closely at the artwork and tinitignan natin kung paano ginagamit ng artist yung different elements of art. Sa analyze, we focus on the different elements such as colors, shapes, lines, texture, lights, shadow, and space. Number 1 is texture. Texture is basically how something looks or feels. It can be actual texture or it can be an illusion created by the artist. For example, an artist can make something look rough, smooth, soft, or hard even though we cannot actually touch it. Next is shapes. Shapes help the artist create different objects and subjects in the artwork. They can also help create balance and make certain parts more noticeable. Next naman is colors. Dito naman, tinitingnan natin kung anong colors ang ginagamit ng artist and kung ano yung effect nito sa artwork. For example, bright colors can make the artwork look more happy and energetic, while dark colors can make it look more serious or dramatic. So, colors can affect the mood and feeling of the view. Shapes help the artist create different objects and subjects in the artwork. They can also help create balance and make certain parts of noticeable. So basically, shape help organize the artwork and make it more interesting. Next naman is lines. Lines can show movement, direction, or even emotion. They can also guide our eyes toward a specific parts of an artwork. So, kahit simple lang ang lines, they can still have an important role in the artwork. Next naman, light and shadow. Dito naman, ginagamit ng artist ang light and dark areas para magkaroon ng deep and dimension yung artwork. It can also help us focus on a certain part. Kapag mas bright yung isang area, usually doon agad napupunta yung attention natin. And sa overall visual impact, now all these elements work together to create the overall visual impact of the artwork. So, hindi lang colors or shapes ang nagbibigay ng effect. It is the combination of all the elements that creates the mood, feeling, and overall appearance. Now, let's move on to judgment. Judgment is basically personal evaluation of the artwork after we observe and analyze it. Dito natin sinasabi kung effective ba yung artwork, ano yung meaning nito, and kung ano yung personal opinion natin. First, we ask if the artwork has value or meaning. May message ba itong gustong iparating? Does it express a certain feeling or idea? Kasi ang artwork hindi lang naman about being beautiful. Sometimes it can also communicate an important message or make people think. Next naman is strengths and weaknesses. We can also identify the strengths and weaknesses of the artwork. For example, we can look and whether the color are effective, kung maayos ba yung arrangement, and kung interesting ba yung subject. We can also mention kung may parts na pwede pang ma-improve. And the last is personal opinion. Lastly, we give our personal opinion, pero hindi enough na sabihin lang natin na I like it or I don't like it. We should explain why. Dapat may rason tayo based on what we observe from the artwork.
Chapter 5, Art History Timeline. This chapter explains the history of art from prehistoric times to the modern era. Art began as a way for early humans to represent their lives and beliefs, such as through cave paintings. As civilizations developed, art became influenced by religion, culture, society, and daily life. Different periods, including Egyptian, Greek, Roman, medieval, Renaissance, and modern art, contributed to the development of art and its ideas of beauty, realism, balance, and innovation.
Good day, everyone. Today I will discuss the evolution of art. Art has a change throughout history because people believe, lifestyles, culture, and idea also change. Prehistoric art. The earliest art was created during the Stone Age. Early human-made cave painting, drawing, tools, potter, and sculptures. These artwork often show animals and their daily experience. Example: cave painting in Almeria, Spain. Egyptian art. Egyptian art focused mainly on religion, gods, pharaohs, and life after death. Egyptian created paintings, sculptures, temples, and pyramid. Example: the Pyramid of Giza. Greek art. Greek artists focus on beauty, balance, and the realistic human body. They created sculptures and show movement, and natural human form. Example, Chorus and Discobulus, and discuss Strower. Roman art. Roman art was influenced by Greek art but focused more on realistic portraits, architecture, mosaics, and historical events. Example, Trajan's Column and the Arch of Constantine, medieval and Christian art. During the medieval period, art was strongly influenced by Christianity. Churches used painting, mosaics, sculptures, and illuminated manuscript to teach religious stories. Example, psyches in churches and illuminated manuscript. Byzantine and Gothic art. Byzantine art were known for religious image, mosaics, and rich decorations. Gothic art later became known for tall cathedrals, detailed sculptures, and steel glass windows. Hagia Sophia and Reims Cathedral. Art. The Renaissance art brought renewed interest in human being nature. Science and classical Greek and Roman art artists focus on realism, perspective, and human emotions. Example, Mona Lisa by Leonardo da Vinci. Neoclassicism and Romanticism. Neoclassicism returned to the order and simplicity and ancient Greek and Roman art. Romanistic, on the other hand, focus more on emotions, imagination, nature, and dramatic subject. Example, out of the morality for neologism and the mourning for romanticism and impressionism. Realism show ordinary people and everyday life, and they really afraid. Impressionism focus on light, color, and the feeling of a particular moment. Example, The Stonebreaker for realism and impression. Sunrise by Claude Monet for impressionism. Modern art. Modern art in the introduce new ways and expressing ideas and emotions. Movements such as Futurism, Expressionism, Cubism, and pop are experimented with color shapes, emotions, and popular culture. Example, The Starry Night, Girl with a Mandolin, and Campbell's South Kant. Conclusion. In conclusion, the evolution of art show you how human creativity has changed over time. For example, cave painting to modern and experimental artwork. Art continues to reflect the ideas, belief, and experiences of people. Thank you for listening.
Hala! Talaga?
Hoy, gising pa ba kayo? Kung gising pa kayo at naabot nyo pa hanggang dito, congratulations at narinig nyo si Duroy na magbasa. Kidding aside, I hope you guys learned something from this presentation of ours. So ulitin. Again, I am Jaya Serrano and peace out!
Pew, pew, pew.